I'm Regina Brown.
I'm Ted Brown, and we're from the North Georgia mountains, 1505.
We actually started with a truck tent, very, very beginning. And we had so much fun doing that. We thought all we really needed was, to really make it awesome, was a bathroom and a decent bed. So then we started looking for what we could pull with our truck that, you know, had both of those items, and we did wind up with a teardrop trailer. And we loved it. We had it for 5 years and we had a blast. We didn't take long trips, we went more shorter, and we basically stayed in state parks was the majority of our camping experience. And then we took almost a 2-week trip this fall, kind of experimenting to see if we really liked a longer trip. And we had such a blast. We met friends and we said, oh, we want to do more of the longer and go farther. So then we said we need to find something just a little bit bigger, maybe a double axle that can take us out west. And so that's when we started our search for, you know, an awesome travel trailer, the next size up, and that's when we found the Oliver.
Initially we were drawn to the fiberglass, where it didn't have a bunch of seams along the roof, didn't leak, didn't have as many fault points, so to speak. And obviously when you start Googling, Oliver comes up as one of the better made ones. Like I said, we're from North Georgia, so seeing that they were built here in Hohenwald, we called and they said, come out and do a factory tour and all that. So we took a couple of days and came up here and toured the factory. And of course, that is a huge selling point because the salespeople and the folks that work there, they take their time. They show you exactly how it's built. You literally walk through the factory and total transparency. And it just makes you want to have one. So that kind of sold it. At that point we were hooked.
We had also done, when we initially called, they have a program where you can go visit one near you. And so we did participate in that. And there was someone within an hour from us that owned an Oliver. And so we did go to their home and they showed us their travel trailer, and we were blown away doing that, you know, individual tour. And then that's when we said, let's go to the factory and go deeper. So those were two things that were great. But yeah, I guess the internet search, you know, that just kept coming up as like top of the line, you know. And we knew about casitas and we knew about some other fiberglass travel trailers, but the Oliver just kept coming up as being super solid, really great quality.
Well, and the other thing for me was the headroom. I'm tall, I'm 6'3", so I needed something that I didn't have to duck down in. And we've got a Legacy Elite 2, and the headroom in there is 6'6", and I can walk the total distance of the thing. It's fine. So that was a big ticket for me. So had to have that.
I thought it was really cool when they had shown us the materials that they used and how they had taken some of the ideas like from a boat company and the quality and then the tub idea and just like put the two pieces together. It just looked so solid. And I thought that was really cool, getting to see the molds of how they make them, and then just the intricacies of the detail and how they took their time with it. I mean, I just remember thinking they really, you know, went step by step, and we went throughout the factory, and you could tell it wasn't like just click. It was very individual, so it felt like to us. And I was like, wow, if they put this effort into our travel trailer, I would be very happy, instead of hearing sometimes that they kind of can be put together quickly at other brands. But So I really liked that.
Yeah, I also liked the fact that the plumbing and all the electrical and everything was contained, that there was nothing outside, because some of them, something from the road may pop up and hit them or something like that, and then you have issues with plumbing or water leaks or whatever. So for me, that it was contained within the two shells that she talked about, was another thing, and the double axle for me, having to pull it down the road. I don't have that much experience doing it, but I was drawn to the double axle just because it just seems more safe. So I think those things.
And seeing the axle, actually, it just looks so sturdy to me, so it was really kind of awesome to see individual parts while we were going through that. It just made you feel like it was such a well-built travel trailer. So the factory tour was 100% worth it. Like, we were like, let's go check it out. And then we were like, where do we sign the papers when we were done with the factory tour? I think we did decide that day, didn't we?
Yeah.
So we went to the tour and then...
I didn't mean to interrupt you, but the other thing, it's more like a boat in the locking systems of the drawers and the cabinets and everything, and that was huge because everything's secure, and when you travel, you don't have to bungee cord everything together, and that was, I was drawn to that too. The fact that way back when, I guess the catamaran guys came here, and it's sort of a catamaran look in an RV, so to speak. So that was, I thought that was cool too. It went great. Like I said, we've got a Legacy Elite 2. I pull it with a Ford F-150, so I don't have the big, 250s or 350s or whatever, and it drove fine.
I couldn't even feel it back there, actually. I was asking him as the driver if it felt different, because we had a smaller teardrop before that was very lightweight, and I couldn't feel that one either. And I was wondering how this was going to feel comparatively, because we wanted to get more size, but not that much more size. We still wanted to stay within a certain amount of feet, and we did want the towability. And we are not like super experienced towers, if that's a word. So we did want to kind of buy something that was, was it 23 feet that we were at, so under 25. And I couldn't feel it at all yesterday. It was very smooth. It felt like it wasn't even there, but I wasn't driving. And that's why I asked you.
No, it was, I was surprised because it does weigh a little bit more than the one we currently have, but it didn't really feel any different. So yeah, I'm tickled pink about that.
We love to hike and mountain bike and explore. Like, we're the type of campers, what we've learned about ourselves, because neither one of us grew up camping. It's kind of something that we've sort of stumbled upon later in life, and we feel really lucky because we both have equally enjoyed it later in life, and I don't know that that's always so easy to find. One person sometimes doesn't like it as much as the other, so we've really been grateful that we both enjoy it, and just getting out in nature. Like, we like to go to state parks, national parks, whatever, and then we like to explore from there. So, which is another reason why we didn't necessarily feel like we needed something so huge, because we wanted all the basics, but then we like to explore once we get to places. And we love that the travel trailer allows you unhook, and then we can get in the truck and go all over, and but take our bikes pretty easily. We have kayaks, but they're a little bit harder to transport.
Yeah,
so mainly hiking and biking.
Some though.
Yeah, but we'll kayak too, depending on how far away it is that we have to trail those. But mostly like hiking on trails and mountain biking.
Yeah, I mean, and I wouldn't add much to that other than I think we look forward to going more places and seeing the history of the country and things like that. Like she alluded to, we went in the fall to Virginia and West Virginia, and it was just neat to see, you know, the different environments and the different cultures and things like that. And we really enjoyed that, and just the history of the country. So we like going, you know, national parks and things like that, and seeing that stuff too. It's great.
I mean, I think quality matters. We've heard of people who have other units, not Oliver's, and if it spends a lot of time in the shop, then you can't be out camping. So, you know, you might have to spend a little bit more to get a quality camper, but I think it's totally worth it, especially if you want to be able to just pick up and go. So I think that that's definitely something that is worth looking at with the Oliver, is something that's not going to have problems so that you can spend more time camping. So that's something. And then size too, because we kind of like the more minimalistic idea of like what are the basic things that you need, and then stick with that. You know, I know for us, like the bathroom, and we did want to have a shower, and it has the wet bath, and you know, just kind of looking at what do you really need that much more than a good bed, you know, a nice bathroom, a little kitchen, and those kind of things. And the Oliver had everything that we needed in a unit. So simple was important to us too. Not getting into a lot of things, systems, like I know some things can cause you problems, the more, you know, bigger and stuff that you don't really need. So
yeah, I think just to add, I think you have to try to envision what you're going to do while you're camping, because we've noticed some people go to the campground and they don't go anywhere. The trailer is what they do. They hang out at the trailer and they do that, and they enjoy that. So you have to sort of look at any travel trailer and say, is this where I want to spend time? Is this what I want to do? Is this going to serve the needs? Like Regina said, we're sort of try to be minimalist. So the smaller travel trailer versus some of these, you know, that are 3 bedrooms and fireplaces and washing machines and stuff, that didn't appeal to us because we wanted this environment. And the other thing she said, boy, the last thing I think anybody wants is to have problems while you're camping or that keep you from camping. So I think there's a saying that I'll probably get wrong. You cry once in the beginning and then enjoy, versus don't cry in the beginning and then spend your whole camping life crying because you're getting things worked on or whatever. That drives me crazy. I want things that work like they're supposed to.
And,
right.
And spend a little more to get the quality product that's going to last. And, you know, yeah, I think that that's definitely something that we were thinking about when we got the Oliver. Like, we want to do this for a while, and so we wanted something that was going to be sturdy and withstand weather and all kinds of things. So,
and I think the people that work here,
hailstorms.
I'm sorry, what? No. I think the people that work here, you know, they understand how they work. They answer all your questions. They're not just trying to push a travel trailer out the door. They want you to understand it. And if they don't know, they go find out. The service people are awesome. So you can tell that they take pride in the fact that you're buying an Oliver, and they want you to enjoy it. And there is follow-up afterwards as far as what questions have you got, what things didn't you understand. They don't just kick you out there and say, you're not our responsibility anymore.
Yeah, it's going further west, for longer trips, I think is, what we, still doing the local stuff, like there's so much to do not far from where we are in North Georgia, like just the whole tri-state area. And state parks are just so unreal, that constantly using it to just take weekend trips and a lot of spontaneous stuff since we're retired. But I think the bucket list is some of these longer trips that you see people map out and, go for a month or two, see from there where it takes us.
Our big problems, we want to go everywhere. And you
Trying
can't,
to narrow.
we get overwhelmed by where to go. But yeah, we're excited about doing the longer, out west, Upper Peninsula, Michigan, Northeast,
Pacific Northwest.
Pacific Northwest. That would be awesome.